Hey, what's up, YouTube channel? It's Taurus down again, y'all. This is that Go Hard or Go Home channel. All right, y'all. Today here we're gonna talk a little bit about why you should remove things like red pill, game coach, delusional women, feminism type stuff from your mindset. All right. We're gonna talk about that today. Most of it is steeped in narcissism, which is gonna be what we're gonna talk about today. Okay. Alright, if you're watching this for the first time, it's one of your first videos. My name is Taurus Down, and I try to help with problems that people have in the manosphere, particularly, that could be probably solved, but because most people are just lying and telling BS in there, it keeps going. Alright? So let me talk a little bit about why the video was made, alright, today. This video is to help the 20% guys that I talk to, because we're 1,000 strong now. Alright? Maybe one day we'll be 2,000. But I want to help the 20% of guys avoid losers in life. All right? That's what's really holding a lot of people back. It's not them or what they want, some of their ambitions. In a lot of people's cases, it's their circle and their surroundings that's holding them back. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. Okay? Matter of fact, let me use myself as an example. All right, before I get into that, because what I'm going to talk about now is what's the difference in a few minutes. But I get done explaining this. We're going to talk about the difference between these things: red pill, delusional people. Then we're going to talk about how they're narcissists, and we're going to talk about why they got to go. All right, but first I'm going to use myself as an example here. All right, and tell you a little bit about how I started doing this. All right. I started getting rid of narcissistic people in my life. Red pill, black pill, whatever. Game coaches, all that type of junk. And especially delusional women. A few years back, when I say a few years, I mean like 10 or so ago. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even 15. But it became off of the fact that I hung around with people, and a lot of them were these kinds of people. I didn't know that at that time. But what was happening was that I would be getting asked, like, why do you hang around these people? Why do you hang around such and such? Why do you hang around this joke right here? You know what I'm saying? Because obviously my mentality was different from these people. Now, the thing about me is that I can get along with anybody, okay? Until you get disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't no killer, but don't push me. You know what I'm saying? You know. But I had to start learning through life that a lot of these people, and a lot of these people in groups and things I'm going to talk about in this video, actually held me back. They were holding me back. And I didn't get somewhere until I started understanding that. So some of the reason I'm putting this video out today is to help you be able to start maybe discerning some of this in your life and start saying that, okay, some of these people, I got to either feed them with a long-handled spoon or they got to go. We're going to talk about that in a little while, all right? The first thing I'm going to do is talk about the differences between them, all right? Red pill, manosphere, game coaches, delusional women. What's the difference between them? The thing is, y'all, there is no difference. There's no difference in none of them. All of them is steeped in severe, heavy, covert narcissism, okay? People are saying how. Because one of the main things people start asking me is, well, red pill is about self-improvement. No, it's not. If red pill was about self-improvement, if pickup artists and game coaching was about self-improvement, because they try to say that too, there would be no reason for anything else to be discussed besides you working out, how you going to make some money, and how you going to develop your social skills. Them the only three subjects you should be seeing on any red pill, game pickup artist type of channel. That's the only thing you should see on there. The truth is, they're not about those things. When you start to listen to them long enough, you start to see that they're not talking about this shit right here they're saying they're about. That's not what they're about. They're about other things. And we're going to get into a minute here in a little while here about how that's how narcissism works also. Most narcissistic people are not who you think they are. They wear a mask to keep you from discerning that because they know that their behavior is trash. They know it. Red pillers know that the stuff that they want, that they're asking for from women, will set women back to like the 1950s. They know this. That's destroying the other person. But they don't care. They hide it up under the guise of saying that, hey, we're trying to teach guys to improve themselves. But if that's the case, then women don't need to step back. Guys just need to get more money so they can be with the women. That would be the case. Because you're saying the women got the money and then they got this and that and they're acting like this, then that means you're going to have more than them. It's quite that simple. You watch Kevin Samuels, you ever watch it, you already know what the deal is. So pretty much, it is what it is. But these groups don't advocate for that. Not directly. What they do is try to destroy the other side, like we're feminists, all right? Feminists will tell you that their goal is to protect women, make sure your women got certain rights and all this stuff. But then if you get to listen to them long enough, you're going to start to realize that because that's what happens with guys. You try to listen to it and you try to be like, all right, well, yeah, well, maybe we can try to help. But if you listen to them long enough, what you're going to find out is you're talking to somebody that thinks that all men beat women, all men rape women, all men do this, and they're out to destroy men. Yeah. You're going to come to that at the bottom of that, the same way you're going to come to the bottom of that when you go to this game coach shit, when you go to the red pill shit. It's not about the person self-helping themselves. It immediately becomes about the other person and what they do wrong. That's not self-improvement. If you're talking about the other person and what they do wrong, you're not talking about self-improvement for yourself. All these groups of narcissistic people, very much so. They got a lot more traits. I've done videos on here where I've gone through all the traits and something like that. And hey, it's the real. So you ask, people will ask you, how are those good narcissists? Like I just got done telling you, it's fake identity. Narcissists, one of the main narcissist traits, y'all, is a fake identity. They want to destroy you, but they tell you otherwise. Right? You're just a part of narcissism. You're just a part of that game. You're just a pawn in the game. That's it. You heard me use the word game. That's why I don't mess with game, because game is narcissism. You are trying to manipulate the other person into doing what you want, even though you have no good intentions for them in the end of it. That's destroying another person. It all falls into this. That's why I bring this up to my 20% guys, because they're the ones who are going to have to, you're going to be the leaders of society. The 20% guys are going to be leaders of society, y'all. Because you're going to be able to admit this shit to yourself that I'm saying and be able to go around it. We don't get into a minute here why these people got to get out your life. Or they got to get fed with a real long-handled spoon. You will get into that in a minute real quick. All right? But the majority of these groups, all these groups, Manosphere, Red Pill, all the other junk, you get to listen to it long enough, you see it's deep, real deep in narcissistic fucking mentality. Which is why it runs so many people off. The little few people that I have built up with this channel are people that came to me and said, hey man, you saved me because you gave me something else to listen to. Because those people, they were listening to Red Pill and Manosphere and all the other junk, but they came to soon understand it, because it don't take long. If you're not a narcissist inside, you're going to be able to see. That's why I got this channel. It's why I got it. Some guys don't want to be narcissists. Some people don't want to be narcissists. You don't have to be a narcissist to be successful or to make it in business or dating or whatever it is you're doing this with, because this is about relationships with people, and those things are an account no matter what it is that you're doing. This is why they got to go, y'all. And I'm going to tell you from both ends of the point. They're grandiose. That's what they call it in the medical terms when I be looking it up and trying to investigate it and study it. They got to be number one. They got to be in charge, and that means you can't. So if your wife is narcissistic, you can't never be the leader of the house. Not without there being some kind of drama, some other BS. That's why they're going to have to go. You can't have a narcissistic girlfriend and expect to be the leader. That ain't going to work. And if you got narcissistic guys around you, they will try to draw you down. I'm telling you that now. When I was running my little truck company before my truck blew up and I got to get another one, I was making a whole lot of money, guys. Sometimes it's $10,000 a month. But some of my friends, my red pill friends, was like, "Well, yeah, you're not this, and you're not that." And okay, it was only a few of my friends, and then I realized this too. Like I said, I can use myself as an example. My friends that followed red pill and game pickup artists and shit like that were the ones who smack talked me when I was making it. See, you can't be making it in front of a narcissist. Just because a person's not talking to you directly as a narcissist, you got to start being able to pick this shit out. You got to see the traits. You got to be able to see them. This is going to matter in business and in relationships. If you want success, you're going to have to be able to see that because they hide it. This is one of the real main problems with the manosphere and the red pill and even the feminists. They all have the same problem. Problem first being that they're narcissists. Okay? They are. All of them. Every last one of them. If you sit there and you tell these jokers that they crazy and the shit they be saying sounds crazy, because a lot of the guys sound crazy, and and pretty much the majority of almost all the females sound crazy. The guys only sound halfway true sometimes because they're saying something that goes real, but then they go way in the left field with that shit. And yeah. They gotta go. Or they gotta be fed with a long handled spoon. The minute you pick out the fact that this joke got narcissistic trait, I'm gonna tell you some of the ways you're gonna be able to realize it because I've had to do it with some other people. Number one, here's the very first one. If you get to the point where you gotta fucking set a boundary with somebody, all right? I have had to tell people like, hey, look, okay, okay, that's cool. You have an opinion. There's nothing wrong. I heard your opinion. I said mine. And then when I said mine, you went into this big ass, because that's what narcissists do. They rage. If your opinion don't go along with theirs, they go into some type of fit. That's why that Myron Game guy, Frank, castles every chick that comes in there. Because he can't have a conversation with somebody and agree to disagree or just say his point. If you don't go along with his point, he gonna trash you. And that's what narcissists do. You're going to be able to see it. If you have friends that you can't state your opinion around, that's why you can't state your opinion. This person has to be right. They have to be right. But other people can't. Other people can't have a thought. This is why these people can't get along. Most red pill people, the guys in all this big group they got, that's why they have this complaint. But they can't get along with women, and they won't. Because you can't have an outside opinion and them just not give a fuck about you having an outside opinion. If you got an outside opinion, they got to destroy you. They got to crush you. They got to break you down and make you. You got to go and do it their way. And nobody wants to live up under that. Or with that. This is why those guys can't get along with women. I'm just telling you. So now you know. And knowing is half the battle. These people got to go out of your life, man. Number one, they don't just make you look crazy around other people. They're covertly and secretly destroying you. And they're gonna gain out of it every time. The people that run out these red pill and manosphere and all this junk are gaining off these guys. They charge them all this money and all this stuff, but are they helping them? No. They really in their own reality of destroying a person. While they gain. When you deal with these people, you're going to find out at the end of it that it's about them and about power. And you don't got time for that. That's why they got to go. That's why you got to go ahead and be able to pick them out and get rid of them. They got to go. Look, I'm going to keep this one a little bit because we already about 15 minutes here, so I'm going to go ahead and start cutting this one out. You got to eliminate these people if you want to have success, y'all. You got to, because they are secretly working against you. And we're going to talk about that more in all the videos, so y'all make sure y'all get like, subscribe, share. Drop the comments and the questions. Let me know what's going on. I'm going to answer back. But this was something I wanted to put out there to the 20%ers today. All right? You start recognizing narcissistic people in your circle, you got to get them out. Or you got to feed them with a long-handled spoon. We'll talk more about it in more videos. It's been Taurus Down the Artist that Go Hard to Go Home channel. And I'm out of here on this one, y'all. Peace.